students. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the point from quantum chemistry. The point is black body radiation. And we know the definition of black body. I am repeating here again. A black body is an ideal body which allows the whole of the incident radiation to pass into itself without reflecting the energy and absorbs within itself this whole incident radiation without passing on the energy. That means a body or a black body has a little hole through which it absorbs a whole energy into it and stores all energy without reflecting this energy or without passing on the energy. And this is a property which is valid for radiation corresponding to all wavelengths and to all angles of incidence. Therefore, the black body is an ideal absorber of incident radiation. That means a black body is a body which absorbs or emits the radiation. This is called as a black body. So, what is meant by black body radiation? So, a black body is a theoretical object and which absorbs around 100% of the radiation that hits it or that are bombarded on it. Therefore, it reflects with no radiation and appears perfectly black. Due to absorption of 100% radiation, the body looks like a black. That's why it is called as a black body. And roughly we can say that the stars radiate like a black body radiators, and this is important because it means that we can use the theory for black body radiators to infer things about stars. Means simply we can say that a naturally occurring black body is a star, and at a particular temperature the black body would emit the maximum amount of energy possible for that temperature. That means simply when temperature increases, obviously the amount of radiations emitted by black bodies are the more, and the black body radiation does not depend on the type of object emitting heat, and simply the black body radiations which are not dependent upon the object which emits it. An entire spectrum of the black body radiation which depends only on one parameter, and that is the temperature. But simply when we are going to increase the temperature, obviously the light emitted by the black body is higher intensity of. And here is the relationship between temperature, wavelength and the energy emitted by an ideal thermal radiator, that is the black body. So, in this topic we are going to see the relationship between the temperature, lambda and the emitted energy. So, based on the everyday observations, the bodies at different temperatures which emits radiation. The energy is called as a heat energy, and which is of different wavelengths and colors. As we know, a rainbow has 7 colors. But simply the emitted energy has a different wavelengths or the colors, and for example, or emitted radiation, instead of energy you can say emitted radiations of different wavelengths, different energies and different colors. And take a simple example, wires. Wires in heater begin to glow red when heated. Then the color of the wire will be changed by increasing the temperature. Or suppose take a metallic rod or the iron rod and heat this rod. Initially its color will be different, and after providing larger amount of heat, the color of the rod will be different. It will be whitish red. So simply black body radiation is the theoretical maximum radiation which are expected for temperature related thermal self radiation. Simply black body radiation can be called as a thermal radiation, and it is a theoretical, and this radiation can have a peak energy distribution in the infrared region, in the visible region, or in the ultraviolet region of the electromagnetic spectrum. Means simply for black body radiation we can get a nice spectrum. It is in the form of a continuous spectrum or the continuum, and we can observe the spectrum in IR region, UV region, and the visible region also. Then, as we have said, the body which emits 100% radiations, and it continuously emits the larger number of radiations also. So when it absorbs 100% radiations, body will become hotter body, and that hotter body will emit the radiation. The hotter the emitter. Simply the object or the black body is the hotter body and which emits the radiation. So this is called as a hotter body which emits the light. So hotter the emitter, the more energy is emitted. Simply when we increase very high temperature, obviously emission intensity will be more of the radiations, and the more energy emitted and the shorter is the wavelength. Means as we know, E is equal to h nu, that is the equation to calculate energy based on the Planck's law. So E is equal to h nu, you can say that hc upon lambda. So simply energy is inversely proportional to the wavelength. So when more energy is emitted, obviously wavelength will be less. So when more energy is emitted, the wavelength will be shorter. And an object at room temperature has its peak radiation in the IR region. Means simply when this object is at room temperature, its peak radiation is observed in the IR region, while the sun has its peak in the visible region. Simply means when the object or the black body at the room temperature, it will emit in the IR region, and when we take the sun, it will emit in the visible region. And the equations for calculating radiation based on temperature always use the temperature in Kelvin. And here is the diagram which shows the color with respect to temperature, or the light spectrum of a black body is often characterized in terms of temperature. As we know, the black bodies can be studied only in terms of the temperature. So when there is a increase in temperature, we have seen the energy emitted is different, and the wavelength will be going to shorter and shorter as we are going to increase temperature. So when wavelength is changing, obviously color will be different. So see here, clear blue sky. So here blue color is given, then overcast sky, then here is a fluorescent lamp works in this region, then electronic flash, daylight at noon, and then a moonlight at night. Temperature is going to decrease. So cool white fluorescent lamp at 4000 Kelvin, then tungsten lamp or the halogen lamp 3500. Then here is the sunrise or the sunset, when the color is we observed is the reddish color. So as the wavelength will be changed or the temperature will be changed, obviously emitted energy will be different. So this color temperature chart which shows simply the colored spectrum which is observed for the black bodies, and this is due to the emitted light with increasing temperature and the shortening the wavelength. So as wavelength is changing, obviously the color will be different. So here is the, we can say that when blue sky is there, obviously blue color of the spectrum is observed, and when there is a night the color will be changing. So when moonlight is there, there is a slightly darkness, and when sunrise we can see that a yellowish red color is there. So this is all observed for the simply black body. So see here again, here is a plot which shows a power density versus wavelength, or the energy versus wavelength plot is here, and energy density is unit is watts per meter cube, and the wavelength is in nanometer. So simply see here is a temperature change. So first curve is for 3000 Kelvin, then next curve is for 4000 Kelvin, next one is for 5000 Kelvin, and highest one is for 6000 Kelvin. So when temperature is less, the wavelength is more, that is a 724 nanometer. And when we are going to increase temperature, as temperature is going to increase, the wavelength is shifted to the left side. So for first plot, it is at 966 nanometer in IR region, then for the second plot it is observed in the 724 nanometer, and then for third for 580 nanometer, and for last one 483 nanometer. That means from 966 nanometer to 483 nanometer, the wavelength is going to change as temperature is going to increase. So when wavelength is becoming shorter, obviously energy density will be increasing, and as wavelength is changing, you can see that here 966 nanometer there is no color, when 724 nanometer there is a reddish color, then 580 nanometer around yellowish color, or the greenish to yellowish color, and then at 483 nanometer the purple color is observed. So simply this type of color spectrum is observed. So the spectrum is in detail shown here, and the wavelength of the peak of a blackbody radiation curve gives a measure of temperature. And here is the equation, lambda into T is equal to 2.898 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter Kelvin. So lambda is the wavelength of the peak, T is the temperature, and its value is given 2.898 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter into Kelvin. Then the spectral radiance of blackbody radiation which shows that the higher the temperature, the more will be the emission. Means, as I have told here, that as the temperature is going to increase, obviously emission intensity is going to increase, but wavelength is going to decrease. So simply from this spectra we can say that when temperature is higher, the emission is more and wavelength will be shorter. Then second, the little power radiation at very low wavelength. Then the power radiation increases rapidly as lambda increases from very small value. Then the power radiation is most intense at certain wavelength at a lambda max or a particular temperature. Then lambda max increases linearly with increasing the temperature. The total radiation for all V, that is the frequency, increases less rapidly than the linearly with increasing temperature. Simply we can say that as the temperature increases, the emission intensity increases and the wavelength becoming shorter. Then when power it's less, or the little power of radiation at very low wavelength. Simply see here. Here power radiation is very less. Then at a shorter wavelength the power radiation will be less, and at a longer wavelength the power radiation will be more. And the power radiation increases rapidly as lambda going to increase, and the power radiation is most intense at the certain lambda max. So, see here, for each temperature the lambda is different. So, simply the power radiation is intense for certain wavelength at certain temperature. So, this is all about this plot. Then the black body radiation laws. There are 4 laws: Planck's law, Wien's displacement law, Stefan-Boltzmann law, and last one is the Rayleigh-Jeans law. So, these are the 4 laws we will see one by one. So, first law is a Planck's law. So, Planck's law, which describes the spectral density of electromagnetic radiation emitted by a black body in thermal equilibrium at a given temperature T, when there is no net flow of matter or energy between the body and its environment. Means simply consider this diagram. Here is a power density of a electromagnetic radiation, and this can be said here as a spectral density. So, Planck's law describes the spectral density of the electromagnetic radiation which are emitted by a black body when this black body in the thermal equilibrium when the temperature is T, and there is no net transfer of the matter and the energy between the body and its environment. Means simply this will be the closed system. Or the isolated system. Instead of closed, you can say that a isolated system. So, for isolated system, there is no transfer of the matter and the energy between the body and its environment. So, here is the formula of the Planck's law. B is equal to 2h nu cube divided by c square into 1 upon h nu divided by E into Kb into T minus 1. So, see here, B is the spectral radiance of a body when frequency is nu and temperature is T. It's equal to 2 is a constant term, H is a constant again which is a Planck's constant, nu is a frequency, c square, here c is the speed of light of the medium, then H is again Planck constant, nu is the frequency, E is the simply charge, and Kb is the Boltzmann constant, and T is the temperature. Then every physical body spontaneously and continuously emits electromagnetic radiations. As we know, the black body which absorbs 100% radiations, it becomes hotter and then it emits the radiations, and the spectral radiance of a body B. So, spectral radiance is given by capital B, which describes spectral emissive power per unit area. So, simply B represents the spectral emissive power per unit area per unit solid angle for the particular radiation frequencies. And the relationship given by Planck's radiation law, which is given below, which shows that for increasing temperature, the total radiated energy will be higher, which is going to increase, and the peak of the emitted spectrum shifts to shorter wavelength. As we have seen in the previous diagram, as wavelength is going to decrease, the emission intensity of the spectrum is more. And according to this, the spectral radiance of a body for frequency nu at an absolute temperature is given by equation of B. And where Kb is the Boltzmann constant, H is the Planck constant, C is the speed of the light in the medium, and medium will be either material or the vacuum. And the spectral radiance can also be expressed per unit wavelength when you can write lambda instead of per unit frequency. So, B nu T, you can write same equation by using B lambda T. And this is the diagram for the Planck's law, and here Planck's law which accurately describes the black body radiation. Shown here are a family of curves for different temperatures. So, see again same diagram is here. Spectral radiance is on the y-axis, which is given in kilowatt SR inverse meter is to minus 2, nanometer is to minus 1. And wavelength is on the x-axis, which is in micron meter. So simply at 3000 Kelvin, the height of the spectrum of the intensity of the spectrum is very less, and when we are going to increase temperature, obviously wavelength is shifted to the left side. Then again we have increased the temperature up to 5000 Kelvin, the wavelength is shifted to the left side. This is in the spectrum is observed in the visible region, and when temperature is going to increase than the 5000 Kelvin, the spectrum will obey classical theory and it shows spectra in the IR region. So the classical curve diverges from observed intensity at a very high frequencies. Means high frequencies wavelength will be shorter. So this black line shows the classical divergence from observed intensity. So this is for the Planck's law. And the law may also be expressed in other terms such as the number of photons emitted at a certain wavelength or energy density in a volume of radiation. So this Planck's law can be expressed in other forms also. Instead of B mu or B lambda, you can note down this law in terms of the emitted photons, so the certain wavelength and the energy density in a volume of radiation. Then next law for the black body radiation study is the Wien displacement law. So Wien displacement law, which states that the black body radiation curve for different temperatures will peak at a different wavelengths and that are inversely proportional to the temperature. So as we have seen in the Planck's law, the intensity of the emitted radiation goes on increasing with increasing temperature and shortening the wavelength. So this Wien's displacement law, which states that the black body radiation curve for different temperature will peak at a different wavelength, and this is inversely proportional to the temperature. And the shift of that peak is a direct consequence of the Planck radiation law. Simply the peak shifts to the left side or the lambda max shifts to the left side, which describes the spectral brightness of a black body radiation as a function of wavelength at any given temperature. And however, it had been discovered by William Wien several years before Max Planck developed that more general equation, and which describes the entire shift of the spectrum of black body radiation toward shorter wavelengths as the temperature increases. Means simply Wien developed this law before Max Planck law. And this is the diagram, again same diagram is here. Instead of spectral radiance, here written is the spectral energy density versus wavelength, and as temperature is going to increase, the wavelength shifts to the left side, and the black body radiation as a function of wavelength for various temperatures, this plot is plotted, and each temperature curve peaks at a different wavelength, and Wien describes the shift of that peak. Simply the Wien shown that as we are going to increase temperature, the peak shifts to the left side. This is the simply Wien's displacement law. Displacement means shifting, and the peaks lambda max shifts to the left side as we are going to increase the temperature. And formally Wien displacement law for the black body radiation given by equation lambda is equal to B by T. Here T is the temperature, B is the constant of proportionality, which is again called as a Wien displacement constant, and whose value is 2.897 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter Kelvin, or here B value is given 2898 micrometer into Kelvin, and this is the inverse relationship between the wavelength and the temperature. So simply By using Wien displacement law, we can say that the wavelength is inversely proportional to temperature. Lambda is equal to B by T. So, lambda is inversely proportional to temperature, and again this is a Wien's law. Then, so the higher the temperature, the shorter or the smaller the wavelength of the thermal radiation. When the temperature is lower, the wavelength will be longer. And for visible radiation, the hot objects emit blue light than cool objects. And if one is considering the peak of black body emission per unit frequency or the per proportional bandwidth, one must use a different proportionality constant. We simply, when we consider this equation for frequency and for the bandwidth, you can take different proportionality constants. And however, the form of the law remains the same. The peak wavelength is inversely proportional to the temperature, and peak frequency is directly proportional to the temperature. As we know, again frequency and wavelength are inversely proportional. That is why frequency is directly proportional to temperature and the wavelength is inversely proportional to the temperature. And third law is Stefan-Boltzmann law. So, Stephen's law states that the amount of heat energy radiated per second per unit area by the perfectly black body is directly proportional to the fourth power of the absolute temperature. And Stephen's law is the third law, which states that when we provide the amount of heat to the any object or the total amount of the heat energy which is radiated on the black body per unit area per unit time by the perfectly black body is directly proportional to the fourth power of the absolute temperature, and its equation is here. E is directly proportional to T raised to 4. E is the amount of heat energy which is radiated per second per unit area by the perfectly black body having a temperature T. So, here is a proportionality constant sigma. So, E is equal to sigma into T raised to 4, and sigma is also called as a Stephen's constant, and its value in CGS system is 5.67 into 10 raised to minus 5 ergs inverse centimeter raised to minus 2 and K raised to minus 4, and the SI unit is watt meter raised to minus 2 K raised to minus 4, and the value is 5.677 into 10 raised to minus watt 10 raised to minus 8 watt meter raised to minus 2 K raised to minus 4. So, this is the Stefan-Boltzmann law. E is equal to sigma into T raised to 4. And the Stefan-Boltzmann law also describes the power radiated from a black body in terms of its temperature. So, simply energy is directly proportional to temperature power raised to 4. And specifically the Stefan-Boltzmann law, which states that the total energy radiated per unit surface area of a black body across all wavelengths per unit time E, it's directly proportional to the fourth power of the black body's temperature or the thermodynamic temperature. And now the last law is Rayleigh-Jeans law. So, Rayleigh-Jeans law is an approximation to the spectral radiance of the electromagnetic radiation as a function of wavelength from a black body at a given temperature through classical arguments for wavelength lambda. Here a plot is given. So, on the y-axis there is a BV. This is spectral radiance with respect to the frequency, and the frequency is on the x-axis. Its unit is T hertz. Here dotted line shows the Rayleigh-Jeans law obeying lines. The blue lines for Planck's law obeying lines, and the pink dotted lines are for Wien's displacement law. So, on the y-axis there is a spectral radiance with respect to frequency, and the x-axis consists of the frequency in T hertz. And the temperature is fixed here, which is equal to 5800 Kelvin. So the Rayleigh-Jeans law is studied or for the spectral radiance of the electromagnetic radiations as a function of wavelength from a black body when the temperature is given 5800 Kelvin. So this plot is for comparison of Rayleigh-Jeans law with Wien's displacement law and the Planck's law for a body of 5800 Kelvin temperature. So we have taken a black body whose temperature is around 5800 Kelvin and the spectrum is drawn for BV versus nu. So simply there is a change in the frequency value. So we will see a equation of the Rayleigh-Jeans B lambda when the temperature is constant, which is equal to 5800 Kelvin, is equal to 2 into C into Kb into T divided by lambda raised to 4. So simply here lambda is the wavelength and the B lambda is the spectral radiance, that is the power emitted per unit emitting area per steradian per unit wavelength. And the capital T is the thermodynamic temperature, C is the velocity of the medium or the velocity of light in the medium, Kb is the Boltzmann constant. So this is the equation of the Rayleigh-Jeans law by which we can calculate the B lambda and this is the spectral radiance. So the Rayleigh-Jeans law which agrees with the experimental results at a larger wavelengths and the low frequencies, but strongly disagrees at a short wavelengths and the higher frequencies. Means simply Rayleigh-Jeans law is useful for the larger wavelengths and when frequencies are shorter. So see here in this diagram the frequency is shorter around the 160 Thz. When frequency is shorter, the Rayleigh-Jeans law is obeyed, and when frequency is going to increase, the Rayleigh-Jeans law is not obeyed. Means simply the Rayleigh-Jeans law is useful for the larger wavelengths and the shorter frequencies, and it is strongly disagreed at a shorter wavelength and the higher frequencies. So see here, when the frequencies are higher, the Planck's law is obeyed. When the frequencies are somewhat less than the Planck's, then the Wien's law is obeyed, and when frequency is very less, then the Rayleigh-Jeans law is obeyed. And this inconsistency between observations and the predictions of the classical physics is commonly known as the ultraviolet catastrophe. Means simply why Rayleigh-Jeans law is useful for only large wavelengths and the low frequencies. This can be predicted by using the classical physics, and this is known as the ultraviolet catastrophe. So ultraviolet catastrophe or the irreversible catastrophe, which is also called as a Rayleigh-Jeans catastrophe and was predicted at late 19th century and the early 20th century in classical physics, and that UV catastrophe is an ideal black body at a thermal equilibrium which emits continuously number of radiations in all frequency ranges and emitting more energy as the frequency is going to increase. So this is the Rayleigh-Jeans law. So simply we have seen what is meant by black body, then black body radiation and the four laws which is useful in the study of the black body radiations.